We're joined now by Ben Zobrist. Ben, thanks for taking the time to join us on the show today.
Thank you, fellas. Dirk, what's up?
Hey, Ben, how are you, man?
Good, man. How are you?
I am great. Thanks for, we were trying to track you down there. I'm glad we finally got a hold of you. So I was excited about this phone call for two reasons. One, because you're a star, and we love to have stars like you on our show. But there's another reason specifically, and it has to do with one of my books that you blurbed on. And I would like to read this quote, if I may. It was a fantastic quote. I thought it was very funny. You said, Hayhurst isn't afraid to tell it like it is. He has a genuine gift for telling the stories of his life in such a way that reveal profound truths. I find his writing both entertaining and thought-provoking, unlike his fastball.
Okay, there it is.
And I am sure when you made that quote, you thought, you know what, he's going to retire. He'll never get me back. It'll never happen. You were wrong, sir. You were wrong.
I knew what I was doing. You have the power of the word, so you're going to have a lot of time, I'm sure, to really get me back on that.
No, I think we'll call it even here. But I do have to ask you, considering my fastball's potency against you in the past, do you miss the fact that I'm not playing anymore? Are you sad? Because I looked up the numbers. It helped your average considerably.
Oh, man. You know what? I'm sad that you're not on my team, and I can't listen to you, blabber all day long.
Yeah, thanks. You left that for me now.
Yeah,
that's great.
We have a podcast, Ben. Don't worry. So it's great to have you on the show, Ben. Let's talk a little baseball. So the Rays are really putting together a pretty awesome run when you think about it. You guys are catching up with the Yankees. And one of the things that I have always talked about the Rays is they have such a great, unique team dynamic. Can you talk about what the clubhouse is for you guys right now going on this postseason run?
Yeah, well, I think what's always been unique about the Rays clubhouse is the comfortability that everybody feels when they come in. It's you're free to kind of be yourself and police yourself, and part of that is you're taking responsibility for your own career and for being a good teammate and all the things that go into that. And because of that kind of atmosphere, I think guys really take their job seriously, but they also have a lot of fun doing it. And that's such a key when you're in such a pressure cooker every day, that baseball is. I think guys just really enjoy being around each other and have a lot of fun and goofing around with each other, and it helps us when we go out on the field to relax and play the game we know how to play and not take losses too hard and be able to go through a long season that you go through and still be in the hunt come September.
Ben, was there a theme to this road trip in terms of the dress, the apparel?
No, I'm a little disappointed we haven't had anything recently. I heard that there was, at one point we were thinking about doing like Tampa Bay letter jackets or something.
Nice
coming up in the near future here, but we'll see if that happens. But last year we had the letter sweater, and letter jackets would be way better than a letter sweater, I can tell you that.
I don't know.
You look like Richie Cunningham from Happy Days, although you guys are probably too young for that show. Ben, give us a sense for what it's like to play for Joe Maddon. I mean, you hear about all the shifting and you hear about some of the conversations he's had with players and the themed dress days and travel days. What's it like to play for Joe Maddon?
Well, Joe's a big reason why it is comfortable in the clubhouse. He does the best he can do for each individual player to try and put you in a position that you're going to succeed in, and also he'll ask you how you're doing and really try and care about your life beyond the baseball field. I think that's important. To try and deal with us as people first and not just the player. And because he gives us a lot of breaks as a manager, and I mean there are several times where most teams would have us out on the field doing extra work and things when things aren't going so well, and he kind of lightens up in times like that even more. He wants us to relax, and he believes that we're going to do the best when we relax. So as a manager, I mean, to a player relationship, I mean, I appreciate that because I enjoy being able to just police my own work. Basically do things that I know that I need to do to be successful, And he gives us a lot of freedom, and with that freedom comes responsibility, but I think everybody takes that very seriously and really respects him.
Ben, I know I started this conversation by picking on you a little bit, but I've got to tell you, I look back at your numbers and your performance, and it's stellar stuff. And it's not just stellar stuff in one position. You do it in 6 locations at any given time on the ball field. And a lot of your fans say, and indeed a lot of independent reviewers of the game say, that you are one of the most underrated, undervalued players as far as the performance and the flexibility you have in the park. And so I have to ask, I mean, I know your personality very well, and I know that you're a very humble guy, but I also know that you use the game as a platform to promote a lot of things. So do you sometimes get jealous or envious, or do you feel somewhat kind of looked over or glossed over for the amount of success that you've put together?
I guess I would rather be underrated than overrated.
That's a great point.
So it's good in that respect. I think there's any part of people, if you're being totally honest, would say that, when people don't notice you as a player, you would rather, you want to be noticed. But, there's another part of me that really enjoys that. I like being the guy that nobody really thinks about, as long as I know that the guys that are paying me really value me as a player. No. Because I do know that the Rays value that, and that's important to me because that's my job. If they value what I do, it's gonna give me a better opportunity, as far as my occupation goes, and it works both ways. I'm appreciative of that value that they place on me, and I play hard and try and be the best value for my team that I can be.
Do you have a particular position that you prefer, or someplace that you'd like to stick to?
I don't know if there's that as much as there are certain positions that I feel like I fit best in. I think second base is a good position for me. I think I project pretty well there as far as range and making plays and whatnot. Shortstop's a little bit more difficult for me as far as range goes, but I feel like I can be a solid shortstop as well. Those are my 2 favorites, but out in right field, I've really enjoyed my time out there, and I've made the most of that. I feel like when I've had the opportunities to be out there as well. So really, to me, it's more about what fits best for our team and what gives us the best opportunity to win, and that's kind of what I've told Joe, and that's why I move around, because I'd rather win than be dogmatic about exactly where I want to play that day. Because winning is way more fun.
Absolutely. We're on the line now with Ben Zobrist, all-around consummate all-star for the Tampa Bay Rays, and just general a good-looking, nice guy.
Now you're just lying.
No way. Absolutely not. Never. Okay, I have to ask this. Your pitching staff has been just phenomenal as of late, but speaking to the atmosphere in the clubhouse, does the pitching staff, since they're doing so well and the offense hasn't quite been there, do they walk around a little bit too proud and boss around you hitters? Do they make comments about, hey, we're doing our job. Do you guys think maybe you could stop making this a pillow fight out there? I mean, are they picking on you any? Are you putting up with that?
Oh man, no. You know what? I don't hear them barely say anything. And it's probably good that they don't, because that would start that war. The pitcher hitter war. That's always it's always residing in the back of our heads. But, for the sake of the team, nobody ever talks about it. So we're, I think they've been really good and patient with us. And hopefully we can pick up the slack, and there have been times where we picked up the slack for them, but there's been way more times where they're picking up the slack for us. So it's a team thing, and I think they've been pretty patient with us overall.
Ben, listen, thanks for the time. Continued success, not just personally, but with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.